Oh, we have a brown and a black woman saying some stuff about the Israel lobby. We have
brown
first
and a black woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
First,
okay.
Your favorite AOC, big booty. What did they call her? Big booty Latina.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, she is that.
She tweeted recently about. She said, an unspoken secret in Congress is that much of the reflexive, blind, unconditional vote support for nearly any Israeli government action isn't from actual agreement. It's from fear. Reps are terrified of this, of AIPAC, so they won't vote their conscience. They vote their fear. Thoughts?
Well, let me pull. So yeah, AOC said that, and I mean, Thomas Massey agrees with her.
Yeah.
Why don't we put them both? I mean, why don't you just put them both out there?
What are you talking about?
Okay. And then, so the second one is Candace Owens recently went on Breaking Points with Sagar and Jetty, and she gave an interview, and she said, I'm summarizing, the Israel lobby has commandeered the tactics of the left to silence their critics, calling people racist, calling people bigots, calling them anti-Semites, trying to get them canceled, firing them from shows, all the things that she's going through. So it appears that we have a little bit of a horseshoe here. Thomas Massey was famously on Tucker Carlson and said and revealed to the world that every member of Congress has their own AIPAC buddy who checks in on them to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. So are Candace and AOC on the same team? Are they right? Are they wrong? What are your thoughts?
What were you saying, Charles?
I said I wonder if that's true.
I mean, you think Thomas Massey's a liar? You're going to make Michael really upset if you do.
I mean, does AIPAC have the capacity to give one person to every member of Congress, or even 2 or 3 members? I don't think so.
Why not?
It's typically a constituent, he said.
Oh,
yeah, like it could be a volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then this isn't unlike any other group where you kind of find someone in their district and you're like, okay, you're going to be our representative for so-and-so gun rights association, and you're going to lobby your congressman.
Well, I think AIPAC has a little bit more power than just any other group.
Yes. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to put a frame of reference, because my understanding when I heard this was that they employed someone to like shadow every Congress member. So I'm just trying to get clarity on that.
I mean, I get the feeling it's probably more than just some sort of random constituent, like, Michael Searle's AIPAC's, is Lloyd Doggett's AIPAC person, right? Michael Searle would probably, it's probably a little bit more than just a constituent, like somebody that has some sort of cachet, let's say. Yes, cachet. Thank you, Charles Blain. And are they on the same team on this issue? It seems like they're on the same team. Michael Searle. On this issue, they're on the same team for sure. AOC and Candace Owens and Glenn Greenwald and Tucker Carlson and many others. Thomas Massey, it seems, in some degree. And I think it seems like that's true. I mean, it's like one of the worst things that you can be called in this day and age is anti-Semitic, and AIPAC and ADL and all these other Jewish groups seem to have a loud voice that people listen to. And if someone in power was to be called that, or maybe not in power, or Ben Shapiro even, you get labeled anti-Semitic, that's kind of a bad brand right now.
Always, yes.
Well, I mean, more so now after October 7th.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
So, what is your question, Michael? Are they on the same team? Yeah.
He asked, do you agree?
No, he said, are they on the same team?
Yeah. Are they on the same team, and are they right?
I think that they are. I mean, are they right?
Okay, you guys skate that question all you want. The implication
I don't need to answer it yet.
I'm not
the implication of what both of them are saying is that we have a foreign government.
Yes.
They have a lobby.
Correct.
They have a lobby. It's more powerful than most lobbies. And they're getting Congress to do things that they would like to see done out of fear. That's the implication. So are they right? And is it okay?
Yeah, Brad, tell us.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily out of fear. I think a lot of people, maybe fear of not getting, they donate a lot of money to candidates, stuff like that. I don't know that it's fear of, something bad is going to happen to them, other than maybe they don't win their reelection or they don't get their support but Yeah, I think that the question remains, is AIPAC tied to Israel? Do they get funding from Israel? And
is that unacceptable, or like, how do you feel about that?
If AIPAC got funding from Israel, yeah, that would be unacceptable, especially since they're not registered as a foreign lobbyist, right? And if they're doing that, then it needs to be known so that we know that, hey, they're not looking out for the best interests of the United States or Jews in the United States. They're looking out for the best interest of Israel. And we have elected officials for the purpose of America, not for the purpose of whether it's Israel or any other place.
Why would it matter if their funding comes from Israel, the government of Israel, or from American citizens?
Well, if it comes from the government of Israel, we give money to the government of Israel to the tune of many billions of dollars. And if that money just sort of flows back into AIPAC, and then AIPAC gives that money to elected officials, then there's a big circular money laundering scheme of they're going to give people money that give Israel the most money so that they can give a little bit more money. Like, it's just going to go around in a circle, right? I don't know that that's happening. If you were to look it up, and certainly one of you probably will, they say that it's all just donations from Americans. It's a lot of money just to have donations from Americans. I don't know how much Americans are donating to AIPAC. Maybe it's a lot.
Why do you think Americans wouldn't want to donate to AIPAC? What's the underlying reason?
What are you talking about? I'm saying it's a lot of money. I'm not saying that they wouldn't donate it, but it's a lot. So are they? I don't know. I've never gotten a call from AIPAC asking for money. Maybe that's something about me being on this show with Charles Blain. They don't want anything to do with me.
Would you give them money if they called and asked you for it?
No, I wouldn't give money to hardly anybody if they called and asked me for it.
Can I have some money?
Well, you're I'll give you some money.
All right. Well, enough of the Brad interrogation that we were conspiring over text to do.
Charles, you're trying to get me to, like, you're trying to paint me out to be some sort of anti-Semite, and it's not.
No, we were just doing what happened on the Colonel McGregor show.
Sure. Yeah. My problem with Israel is the same problem I have with all governments, in that they are a government and they limit liberty and they lie and cheat and steal, and that's not unique to Israel. Every government does it. Yeah. And so I don't really trust giving them money, especially when we have so many fucking problems here in the United States that need to be solved. And is money going to solve all the problems? No. But if we're going to throw money at stuff, let's throw money at our own problems first.
Yeah. Charles?
Charles, you were saying the other day something about, like, controlling the music industry. What were you talking
about? Okay. Michael, can you just give me the question again?
Is it okay for a foreign government to have a lobby arm with this much influence in the United States?
I think so. I think it's up to us as the United States to make sure that if we don't want influence, that I think we do it to other countries do it to us. It's incumbent upon us to stop that, if that's the case, to make sure that we're pushing forward American interests before we advocate for interests of other countries. And I think that's the fault of our elected officials. Now, I don't think AIPAC is the reason that they prioritize Israel. I mean, I genuinely think, especially within the Republican Party or among the conservative movement, there is a deep tie to Israel and a deep, what was the word I was going for? Not infatuation, but appreciation for the state of Israel and them being the only democratic country out there. And they were only started in 1963, AIPAC. And so before 1963, I can't speak to this from firsthand knowledge, but you
weren't born before 1963?
No, I was not born before 2003. I think this is just a long-standing tradition within the country, and a lot of people just kind of get into it. And some may not ask questions, some may not push back, some do. But I don't think that simply pushing back and asking questions and questioning where the priorities are for a lot of these members can be considered anti-Semitic. Now, I think there is a line that we regularly cross, and by we, I don't mean us on this call. I don't mean anybody that I personally know, but that people will regularly cross where they do become anti-Semitic in things that they say. And they try to hide that under the guise of, oh, I'm just making sure that we prioritize America first. And that's where I think the lines get blurred.
Interesting.
Would it be okay if Russia, There was a Russia pack.
If they tried, that's fine on them, but it's up to us to be like, you're not going to influence our government. And I'm sure there is a pro-Russia outfit somewhere called something like Borscht USA, or I don't know, like
Borscht USA.
Yeah, they're not about to. Well, what if they're? You're probably right, but they're not about to oust a sitting congressman, as AIPAC is in New York, with Brad's second favorite, Jamal.
Yeah.
Bowman.
Who's my second favorite?
Jamal Bowman.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jamal 2024.
Okay, well, I know you guys aren't asking me what my opinion is, but I'll say it. I'm stronger opposed to this shit than even Brad was willing to say.
I am very much opposed to this. I could be more clear that we have problems here and we need to stop. I don't care if it's Israel or anywhere else. Stop trying to solve their problems and solve ours. You know, as people are wont to point out, we have a real fentanyl problem, right? We have an open border. We got homeless on the streets. We got crumbling infrastructure, I'm told, right? Maybe we could solve those problems before we go destroying other people's infrastructure.
Yeah. And the point that stuck out to me most was that they're using a lot of the same tactics, cancellations, calling people racist, that the left use. And that shit's not cool. Like, Candace Owens got I can think of 4 people who've been fired from major networks since October 7th because they had the wrong opinion on what was happening there. I don't support anybody who does that.
Candace Owens, the 3.
Daily Wire. The Rising just fired Brianna Joy Gray, the left commentator on Rising. Mm-hmm. They fired Katie Halper, and then the MSNBC host who got fired. What was his name? I can't remember what his name. Mehdi Hassan, maybe.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's not good. I mean, especially when it comes from people like Ben Shapiro, who, you know, facts don't care about your feelings, you know, thug life videos all over the place, free speech, rah, 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 all the way, snowflakes, leftist tears and snowflakes and all that bullshit. And then you fire Candace Owens because she's saying, hey, maybe, you know, there's some questions that need to be answered.
And I agree on that. I mean, especially with Ben Shapiro, because he has this strong position. He says he embraces diversity of thought. And then, you know, Candace Owens comes out and says what she says. And next thing you know, Ben Shapiro's throwing a wobbly. And so I think the problem is that in that instance, he is not applying his values equally. Like, if you're creating a media platform for diverse thoughts, then you should allow for those diverse thoughts. If you don't want that, then fine, but don't claim you do.
Yeah. And Tucker was fired probably for similar reasons before October 7th, because he had a position that Fox didn't like on a number of things.
I'm still iffy on Tucker.
I know you are. I mean, I am too. But as far as people in the news go, he's one of the better ones.
Yeah. I agree.
What did you say about Tucker, Charles?
I'm iffy on Tucker because I take issue with the fact that he only became outspoken when he left Fox, when you had a massive microphone to be able to actually change culture, change people's minds. You just fell into the cog and kept doing it. And then I disagree
with that.
I think that he have a bigger audience now.
I don't know.
But I disagree that he didn't start talking out. He was COVID. He was pushing back on Fox, Ukraine war. He had JFK. He was having people on saying JFK was killed by the CIA. Like he was he had a red pill moment.
But didn't he even have, so on January 6th, when the whole thing was going down, weren't there texts from him to people being like, he needs to stop this, while on TV he's saying something completely different?
There were texts from him. I don't know what they said, and I don't know if they were congruent with what he was saying on TV.
Well, and then also with him telling people to go take up arms and fight at the border when he's wearing, you know, Brooks Brothers and sitting in his Nantucket mansion.
Fly fishing.
Hey,
everyone has a role in the upcoming revolution, okay? And he's just there to feed the troops.
And calling shots from Nantucket.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite movie, guys?
What?
Oh, my potpourri choice of the day, because I think it tells a lot